The guys have really bought into the team aspect.
Not the same old Bowie. Not the same old Bowie. Now I'll watch. Make myself clear? Yes, sir. I don't think so. Make myself clear? Yes, sir.
And with that, welcome to the PG13 after show, where we talk about everything that is right, everything that is good about Prince George's County Public Schools. And we welcome in our first visitors of the year, the Bowie Bulldogs. What's up, Bowie? Hey! Now, welcome, and we also appreciate Vox Media as well, giving us the use of their studio. They do a great job here. But PG13, for people who don't know, is our weekly web series about the scholar athlete in Prince George's County Public Schools. And we do a web series that we really showcase the goodness of the scholar athlete. I know you guys know this. Coach, I know you know this. We do it in a unique way where we really tell stories about these young people on and off the field. So we really enjoy it. We've been doing it for 3 years now. You can check out all the episodes on Prince George's County Public Schools digital platforms. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But first, let's introduce everybody. I'm Dave Owens. I'll be your host. Augustus Parrish, head coach of the Bowie Bulldogs. Coach, man, I appreciate you bringing the crew in, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know that you're getting things started over there at Bowie, but it is a pleasure to have you here. Right off to my left, quarterback Rodney Manning Jr. What's up, Rod?
What's going on? How you feeling?
Why you down there so low? You about 10 inches taller than me, but today you're down low.
Yeah, I guess.
No, pleasure to have you there. Devin Parrish, defensive back, wide receiver, all the way over to the far side there. Pleasure to have you there, man.
Thank you.
Always good to see you. And Jordan Swan, wide receiver. How's it going, Jay?
Oh, great.
It's always good to see you, man. And these guys really are going to talk about this episode. We can't wait to jump into it here in just a second. But there's one other member of our cast. She's sitting off to the side, and it's Sharice Hoffman. Hey, Sharice, say hello to everybody, Sharice.
Hi, everybody.
Sharice is in the chair off the stage, but she's really a part of the interactivity of this show. And what we want you to do at home, if you're watching us on YouTube, is let us know where you're watching the show. Tell us what you think about the show. Ask questions of these young people here. They are ready and raring to answer questions from all of our viewers out there. We hope that you do that. Are you guys ready for that?
Yes, sir.
You're not going to get stumped, are you?
No, sir. Come on now.
Okay, these guys are confident. We shall see. But no, certainly give us your questions. Certainly let us know where you're watching the show. Tell us what you like about PG13. Tell us what else you want to see. We'll see a different school here just about every week. But again, Bowie Bulldogs appreciate you coming in today. Coach, I want to start out with you. First of all, congratulations, man, on getting the win, your first win of the season.
First win of the season. First win of many.
Yeah, right.
So now we can get this thing rolling.
Take us through, you guys beat High Point
Yes,
over the weekend, and how good did that feel?
I mean, it felt good. It was good for us as a unit to, finally get that first one, because we've been putting in a lot of work, a lot of hard work. But at the same time, we know that it's not the end of the season. So we know we got a lot more work to do and a lot more wins to get.
Yeah, Jordan, you look up on the scoreboard on Friday, and you see you guys on the winning side after I know you put in a lot of work this season. How does that feel for you guys to get that first victory?
It felt great because it felt like we earned it. Like we've been working since December. So it was like about time. We just kept thinking that. Like,
what do you guys think?
Same. I feel like all the work is starting to pay off, and we can only get better.
Devin?
I mean, the potential that we had, it finally showed out yesterday on the field, and it felt good to see everything that we did and put together. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Coach, I know you've been doing a lot of work to improve the culture, change the culture. I mean, that's something you said when you got to Bowie. And again, not that things were bad, but I know you wanted to establish some culture. Give us a sense of what you were trying to do, and do you think you're being successful in that venture?
Really what I was trying to do was just bring a mentality of what I played with, which is one of hard work, one of perseverance, and just knowing that, if you put that work in, you know when you go into that game, you're not worried about your opponent.
Right.
Because you know I've done everything that I've needed to do in order for me to be successful. And that's really what I say when I'm talking about changing the culture. And I think, like the guys said themselves, we're turning that corner. You're starting to see it pay off. And like I said, we just got to keep going.
Jordan, you've been in the program for a while. Sort of give me your sense of Bowie culture and how it's changing. And if you could describe it, what are some of the things that people from the outside can see that would tell them, hey, the culture's changing here?
Well, so when I first came, it felt like we were a group of individuals. And that's the thing I didn't like about Bowie.
Okay.
But when Coach came, you started to slowly see that we are becoming a brotherhood. We are becoming almost like a fraternity, but our own type. And it's just it's good to see that we have chemistry. Now, if only we could bring the chemistry out to the field, which we saw yesterday.
Sure.
It just felt great.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. You get there when you get there. Now, we caught up with the Bowie Bulldogs. You'll get there, Coach. You'll get there. You'll get there. We caught up with the Bowie Bulldogs a couple of weeks ago and doing some great filming with them. And Coach and some of his players were talking about Bowie culture. We're going to show you that clip here in just a second.
There's a lot of things, little things, that we fell on Saturday. Prior to me getting here, I kind of seen that it was a lot of individuality. It wasn't a team thing. In order for, a program to be successful, you have to have guys to buy into that team aspect. And this offseason, they really did.
You don't want a team that doesn't trust each other, doesn't push one another to do better things. You want a team that together and want to get better together. That's what he's embedded into us, and that's what we have.
You heard your player, Nikhil Boykin, talk about that there. And what's it mean to you to hear your players really taking hold of this, of the things that you want to do from a culture standpoint? It's got to make you feel good.
Oh, yeah, it definitely does. It lets me know that, we're on the right path. It lets me know that the message is being heard and it's not going on, dead ears. So, and with him, a guy who, when I first got here, he was probably one of the guys who gave us probably some of the most resistance.
Yeah.
And not in a negative way, but just in not really knowing or not really knowing what to expect from, the new coaching staff.
Sure.
But he was one of the guys who, once he bought in, you've seen it. You've seen it in his play. You've seen it in his attitude, in the building. So, it was great, great for me to hear that, and a great feeling.
Rodney, I want to ask you this question, and Devin, chime in on this too. How tough is it when you get a new coach, he brings in that his feeling of culture, which is often a change from the predecessor, and how difficult is that for players, and what have you liked about what Coach Parrish is trying to do?
Well, Coach Parrish, he's my first high school coach, so he's kind of the only, teacher that I had.
Sure.
So, but I can see it in the attitudes of the seniors and juniors or people that had previous coaches before him. They just maneuver differently. In the building, they wear the IDs, make sure everyone else has their IDs, and little stuff like that.
What about you?
For me, I transferred here in 10th grade, so I didn't really start here in 9th grade. So when I came here, I first met Coach Parrish and Coach Jackson. So they taught me how to be a leader. They taught me how to control my team, be accountable for everybody else. And I didn't really have that in 9th grade. I was more of a quiet player.
Yeah.
Quiet person. I just went about my own. But here in Bowie,
Quieter than you are now? I'm just messing with you.
Well, I have to step up more.
Yeah.
Talk more. Lead my team. So Coach Parrish told me with that.